I spent years wondering what's wrong with me and why day-to-day tasks could feel so overwhelming. Why do I feel on edge? And why do I feel like I'm stuck in a cycle that I can't predict or control? It's like my brain and body are always working against me. When I was a child, I was sexually abused by my stepdad. And recently I learned that the effects of this abuse have lingered into my adult life and still impact me today. Like this morning, when I was shopping, I saw someone who reminded me of my stepdad. My muscles tensed up, my breathing became shallow, and I felt frozen in place. I used to be confused about why these triggers occurred, even in the safest of places. But now that I understand trauma's impact on the brain, I know what's happening. Because of the trauma I experienced, my brain initiates specific actions in an attempt to keep me safe from situations or people that remind me of the abuse. And although years have passed since the abuse ended, my brain and body are still on high alert. For instance, when I saw the person at the store who reminded me of my stepdad, my brain processed this information through a series of complex and interconnected systems. First, the information traveled through the lower parts of my brain, which monitor my core functioning, like my body temperature, breathing, and movement. These lower parts of the brain send automatic signals to the rest of my body, signals that I'm not even aware of. After traveling through these lower areas, the information reached my limbic system, where it was matched against stored memories, including memories of the abuse. And because some detail about the shopper, his hair, his height, his clothes, matched with a memory of my stepdad, the alarm bells in my limbic system went off, signaling danger. To protect me from this danger, my limbic system alerted the lower parts of the brain to prepare my body for a stress response, what is sometimes known as fight, flight, or freeze. And because these lower levels cannot perceive time, information became stuck, and my body was processing the memory like it was happening right then and there in the grocery store. My body flooded with adrenaline, which caused my hands to shake, my heart to pump faster, and my lungs to contract quicker. But now that I understand how my brain processes information, I can acknowledge what's happening and what I can do to help soothe my stress response. As I practice grounding, the information about the shopper is more readily accessible to the higher areas of the brain. These are the areas which support my critical thinking, creativity, and problem solving. The area called the cortex, more specifically the frontal lobe, helped me recognize that the shopper wasn't who he reminded me of. Unlike the lower regions of the brain, my frontal lobe can perceive time. It recognized that I'm no longer a child trapped in an abusive situation, but an adult who is safe and shopping in a grocery store. And when my frontal lobe communicated this information to the rest of my brain, the stress in my body subsided. While trauma has impacted me, my brain is able to change and adapt. With the right tools, strategies, and support, I can work to improve the communication between the parts of the brain that work to keep me safe and the parts of the brain that help me recognize when no danger is present.